Ah, is that the smell of the fresh air of unstable politics and fake well-being country? Ha, must be. Now, Finland is one of those more interesting countries. It's not like all the Serbian countries that exist in the south of Europe. It's up along the other Nordics like Sweden and Norway. But how do they differ? One is Toka Finland Scandinavian. Finland is also a bit smaller than the other two, and its language is completely different. With people, Norway has some interesting people like Magnus and Streetman. Sweden has, anomaly, PewDiePie, Chip, Creator, and Rumi. Now Finland on the other hand has Ronnie no. Finland doesn't have many of these guys. No, I don't blame Finnish people for not wanting to be YouTubers or most specifically trying to make Finnish content, since taxes are high and the audience consists of maximum of 5 million people. And most often than not, they require you to work a job, in a country where there aren't enough jobs. Finland is one of those countries that claims and tries to seem as the best one in the world. But how exactly is that supposed to be done when we have 5.5 million people who have more mental illness as than Diddy has kids in the basement? And that number is declining. And guess what Finland did to fix this issue? That's right, increase taxes and take immigrants into the country so they can sit at motels and not work. People already struggle to pay bills, but the government needs more money to put on pride parades and give away to Ukraine. Now sure, I care for other people and I'm willing to put pennies on the back to help for a better tomorrow. But you gotta think about your country as well and where the money is being spent. I don't wanna fund a missile that explodes some innocent dude, let alone me being the one doing the bombing. The people are unwell. It's not even funny anymore to point out that Finland is the happiest country on the planet because all the sad people kill themselves. But aside from that, Finnish people are usually quite happy. I mean, our country is built on trust and most of the kind people. This definitely shows that Finland is one of the safest countries in the world. Do you know where most of the crimes happen? In traffic violations. Even though common sense says no, you can walk outside at midnight. Sure, depending a bit since the absolute centers of Helsinki and Espoo might be a bit more dangerous since Finland being a very influenced country has more roadmen now. But indeed the country being poor is a huge issue. But if that didn't suck enough, surely something like the best education system in the world can help us. Right? Where exactly did the notion that Finland has the best education system come from? I guess since I haven't seen like American schools, okay that's actually a bad reference, Asian schools might be the reason I think believe in hell. Because every day in school was so shit. It was me up to get at 6:30 in the morning so I can go learn that some fat cunt with colored hair is saying that Finnish words need to be gender neutral. Like bro, we already have a gender neutral pronoun. What more do you need? Now I could assume since some moron said that we have no homework, which is a huge lie, that it will raise all points to the good education system. Right along with free food, holy shit, I almost forgot. I mean unfortunately a lot of it is weak and shit because you know, liberal education system, global warming bad. No, I could say that most teachers, especially male ones, are usually cool. Especially history and PE teachers who here in Finland are usually in very good shape. And I guess overall education material isn't bad. However, in vocational schools they are usually made easy enough so that spectrum kid could haste them. I can't even think of how much it sucks in other countries. And again, most of what you learn is waste. Because it's not hard work and honesty that gets you rich. You think Jeff Bezos sits all day welding in his factory? Don't think so. Like the whole idea of getting a good education and a good job is so asinine to me. I don't want to be a dentist, doctor, lawyer or an architect. I'm an engineer. In order to make money. I mean I say this all with the expectation that Finland has the best education system, but we've been in decline. Just like the youth. Imagine that they're dressing like it's winter all of the time. Which it is, but they also carry knives. Like have you ever hated a person more? Obviously not all follow that curriculum, but the instant gratification route isn't actually much any better. Also one of the biggest challenges that tourists, immigrants and Finnish people share is the language. Because no one can properly speak it. Compound words, consonant gradation, and the worst, two completely different languages. And no, I'm not talking about the second official language, Swedish. I mean the book language and the spoken language. Let me give you a few examples. And to make it better, there are also different accents in every part of Finland that even got me confused from time to time. And in some parts of Finland like Hanko and Åland, they regularly speak Swedish. Judge me or not, but I think it's about time we become fully independent and leave this shit language behind. I will never give Swedish spoken customer service in Finland. Now if you still decide that this is your country, what can you realistically do it here? Surf with penguins, do drug training with polar bears, sell drugs at Itäkeskus. Now if you're more of a normie, you might want to try things like a sauna where you basically pretend to be a big ready to be roasted. You might also want to jump into a lake right after sauna and then repeat the cycle while also consuming near alcoholic amounts of alcohol. That's right folks, the key to happiness is a lake, sauna and beer. You can't get depressed if you live at a summer cottage, unless there are too many mosquitoes, which are absolutely everywhere the second you live in a major city. Finland unfortunately is one of those countries which just doesn't have much interest in city stuff. And I honestly think that's just for the better. The fact that trying to find parking space or fitting your car in lanes in Helsinki is as difficult as Muslims try not to commit haram in non-Muslim countries speaks for itself. I love the nature and the woods. When I see pictures of America, I start tweaking. The more this country tries to become like America, the worse it gets. Now most people haven't probably ever properly lived in enough trees or been that much to nature or fields, but I gotta say, I don't understand Finnish people who live in these areas and think that this is somehow better than this. Like yeah, malaria might suck, but is it worse than no Finnish language service? Päivää. Hello, what can I get you? Finnish. God, I love this band. Which brings me to the Finnish music taste. Wait, no, not this shit. Give me the real shit. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Now, since most people are dumb enough to vote, how do the politics work in Finland? Well, in Finland there are a few different parties. SDP, typical democratic party, always on your wallet. Kokoomus. Well, Kokoomus basically means a gathering, so it must be something of a cult, maybe fascism since it's right wing. Keskusta. It's what a so-called rational political party would be. A centrist party, where you take both sides' ideologies and then you say some big words. Vihreät. It's in the name greenies. Eat the bugs, use electric cars, and suck cock. Wait, what? That can't be right.
You suck cock, but you don't eat meat. It don't make sense to me!
Perussuomalaiset. I always wondered why these guys hated trans people so much when they're so open for cutting. Now, if you favor a far-right party, meaning a racist and a gay-hating party, this is the clearest, most straightforward one for you. Vasemmistoliitto. Basically everything you can expect from a knowing 5-year-old. Kristillisdemokraatit. How do you find democracy in a belief where you only follow one's teachings? RKP. When they aren't changing a language education, they get busy trying to represent the 3% that exist in Finland. How egotistical can you exactly be? Now, how can you know which ones are good and which ones are bad? Well, you can't. The opinions and choices change constantly, and Finnish people also switch which side to support on every new election. Finnish people, unfortunately, meanwhile they're kind and honest, they're also not very intelligent. Free Pakas was a great demonstration, if political war wasn't. And the few that can think past those usually fall somewhere in the astrology or atheist in soul mindset. Now, overall, I enjoy living in Finland despite its flaws. Now, if you tell live in Finland, you might think that you want to go abroad. Well, it's only reasonable that you go to Estonia, which is one of the smallest countries, but also has the hottest chicks. Now, since Estonian language is similar to Finnish, some people like to think that you could immediately understand each other. But it's like comparing Spanish and Portuguese. Sounds similar, but completely different. Also, some people like to think that Finnish people go to Estonia to buy beer, but I actually know from experience there's a better country for that. Latvia. Also another very small country, but damn, everything is so cheap. Now, I don't remember much of Lithuania, but it's quite far away to call a neighboring country. If you decide the sound in it, you might want to look at East. Maybe some other year. But what about West, or basically you could say North? You have Norway, which I know nothing about, and Sweden, which I don't remember much of. My family has quizzed there a few times, but we just visited some random ass tourist destinations. The most joy I got while going to Sweden was on the boat, because we would sleep overnight while traveling there. But I do remember that once my mom told me that if I flip 50 cents to the ocean and wish for something, I can get it. Now, since I was like 7, I thought that I really wanted mashed potatoes with meatballs. A little later, as we walked on, I found an Ice Age toy on the ground, which was suitable for me. So now that I have told you everything you need to know about Finland, do with that information as you will.
Right after you subscribe.